Strider's 154 cm is some really good stuff. I've been cutting and chopping with this little thing. Made feather sticks. Still shaves phone book paper. It did before today. I was using it the other day, last week, cutting some poison ivy vines. And I wanted to let everybody know that when you're using like a hinderer, the lock bar travels over and it gets stuck to where you almost have to have a tool to unlock the knife. Even from just downward cutting pressure, I feel like you're damaging the lock bar interface. Like, it's way softer than the blade tang. I don't know. But this thing never migrates over, and it's always easy to unlock. Just as if you'd picked it out of your pocket and opened it and attempted to close it. And with Chris Reeve knives, they have that ceramic ball interface that will dent the blade tang if you're not careful. And their stop pin's not very hard, although they have said that they are going to start putting a harder steel as their stop pin. I think the stop pin design on the Strider is one of the reasons why it's so rock solid. Even though it's just, I think those are titanium stop pin on a titanium frame, but it's got a lot of surface area or something. These are just really well designed. Whether he designed it that way on purpose or it just came out, I don't know, but it's the best out of the Trinity. And you're like, oh, it's kind of small for chopping. But I mean, when your hand gets tired from use and you're using heavy gloves, which you have to, you know, you can't put a lot of downward cutting pressure on a knife handle unless you had a glove like this on. Then Kosi's even thinner. And the hinderer is just about the same as this. But I mean, you're like, oh, it's small for chopping, but it's really not. Like, it actually is pretty effective considering its size. I mean, I only use it for like emergency use when I'm walking around in the woods and cutting poison ivy vines. They just perturb the shit out of me, kill trees, but this thing does it. Doesn't have any blade play. I mean, there's a smidge pigeon, but side to side, but I mean, there's no lock rock on it. This one's just a little bit looser than my custom. But I mean, that's just smooth as butter. It's kind of hard to open with these fucking gloves on. Jesus. Anyway. And then for when you're making shavings in that, you'd think, oh, the handle is kind of far away from the blade. But really, I haven't noticed that, because for downward cutting pressure, you want the edge to be closest to where you're pushing down, obviously, or you got a lever effect. It's working pretty good. I'm getting some pretty fine curls with this thing. I think this tang's a little bit thinner than an SMF tang, because it's got a pretty good edge geometry to it. And it works really good. It's a great knife. And that steel, holy cow, it holds the edge. All I've done is do a little bit of stropping on it, and I've been using it for 2.5, 3 weeks now. Quite a bit every day. I mean, not quite a bit, but I mean, it's when I'm out in the woods, which is frequently. I mean, you can see the wear on the stripes there. It's good shit.